What's good, everybody? Welcome to Observe Proceed, where I observe and proceed to react. And today I got another LA police pursuit. That's right, our favorite thing on this channel. It's because, you know, it happens quite often here and they're kind of crazy. But today, what I got is, I guess someone stole a U-Haul truck. Or maybe they rented it out. But I think they stole it because they got arrested for that. That was a charge. Right? Let's make sure. Because I didn't really read the title. Yeah. So, robbery suspect arrested after East LA pursuing U-Haul box truck. It does not say if it's stolen. East LA area. But yeah, it should be good. U-Haul. Anyway, like and subscribe, and we'll get right into it. Let's go.
Now we want to get to that breaking news of a U-Haul chase on the 10 right now in Boyle Heights.
Yeah, I think they actually got off the freeway here. It's Guy Cali is trying to find them. There's the U-Haul right there. Guy Cali is trying to find
nothing like a good old police pursuit on a Saturday night.
And you see several police cruisers right
Look,
behind
he pulled
it.
over.
But Gio, as you mentioned, we know that it was on the freeway through Boyle Heights. We've just gotten over this a few moments ago. We're still working to find out why police were chasing this U-Haul, but we did see that driver take off.
It's a fake pullover, huh?
Pretty quickly down the freeway. And now you can see that person. It looks like maybe it has a phone in their hand.
It looks like a female.
Right on their face.
Reflecting, hard to tell if there's anybody else
This is like
in
a
that
little
vehicle
skinny
as well.
guy
but,
with a long
they're moving
hair.
around quite a lot. I'm not sure if that's in response to the officers' actions. You know, typically we would see like hands out and everything else. You also have to consider the fact that the U-Haul truck.
There it is.
Now we're taking off again. As you can imagine, noting a U-Haul truck being the centerpiece of this pursuit right now, that draws a lot of attention. And even we were sitting here wondering what exactly.
How are you
going to
get away in a
brief
box
moment,
truck?
because you don't typically see U-Haul trucks or even vehicles often of this size.
I don't see like a way to get away with a
Typically
box
but we've
truck.
seen them as of recent several times. In fact, you guys covered a chase with
very
a
Milk hauler. A few months ago. There's that. So it's not impossible. It is rare, but you know, here you are, and all of a sudden it's speeding through on surface streets in Boyle Heights, and you know, automatically you can sort of wonder how the dynamics change for officers when this sort of thing pops up.
You're talking about different tactics, right?
Yeah.
Things like
and who's that in pursuit? What PD is that?
Great on a U-Haul.
It's not LAPD, because they would not pursue right now. They'll just let it go.
So well.
Be
so it runs out of gas.
Yeah, a pit maneuver would probably be dangerous, especially for officers.
Nah, it's not dangerous. You just need to do it at the right time.
I can't say it hasn't happened.
Right.
But it would be
that's why you get officers around the country. They get pit certified, and they know when to do the pit. It's like not everyone's pit certified, but the ones that are, they know where to do the pit and when to do the pit, so it won't be dangerous. That's why I don't get what these California police departments. Like, what are they afraid of, man? Just train your officers.
See, at times, I'm not sure if the U-Haul is stopping because of traffic here. It's hard to see because of this tree. But at times, we have seen the driver stop and keep going.
It looks like it is traffic. And I think part of that probably has to do with the fact that, you know, even just comparing it to that chase we had a couple of hours ago, weaving in and out of traffic, the maneuverability, it kind of goes without saying.
I don't know why. That does look like a female
to me. Any vehicle of this size is a lot more difficult than it is on a typical sedan or SUV. So you might even see a lot more stopping and starting as we're zoomed in right now, so you can get a better look for a second. I know the trees are kind of getting in the way on the driver. So far, we're unable to tell if there's anybody else in that vehicle right now, or even how all of this started. Because of course, when it comes to U-Haul trucks like this,
I didn't even know those things go that fast.
You know, when you're moving or doing something similar, so it's hard to tell. Obviously, we're working on getting that information for you as to how this began.
I do know, however,
a lot of stop and go, because
these
right
box
here,
trucks
you're stuck behind a pickup truck. And
make a slight turn.
Oh,
they're lighting up.
No, take a look. You can see they're lighting up something.
It's
it
like
looked
a
like they took a lighter.
That is a female, bro. That's a female.
Or something. But you definitely saw it look like the driver there holding a lighter, lighting something up here. You see it
oh yeah, there it is right there. That's a lighter.
There you go.
Smoking some pookie.
You get a very clear.
No, but I was gonna say, I know in these box trucks, if you make like,
it looks like a woman.
Slight
turn. I agree with you on that one.
Quick turns.
Maybe dangling something from the ear. It's hard to see from our vantage point.
So we'll see if that happens.
but they have the window down. Again, we don't know why this chase started. But
we never know why it starts. They just don't want to go to jail, even though they're still most likely going to jail.
Fast speeds, especially
barely seen anyone get away.
A street. You can see
and definitely not in a box.
A lot of that stop and go, really, because now you're seeing 3, 4 law enforcement vehicles in your frame. As we zoom in again, I can't, and you're trying to make out what they have in their hand there.
Some pookie.
Because it's been
looks
repeated.
Like they're lighting something up, whether or not they're smoking a cigarette.
That is
or
not a cigarette.
Something of that nature, but it looks
they
like
can't say on air, oh, we're showing her lighting drugs up.
And right now, getting past 50 miles an hour. And again, the thing with these trucks, when you're speeding that high and that fast, it's hard to maintain a control of a car like that, especially when the speeds get a lot higher. So you have to imagine when we're seeing them speed up like this, it's on these long stretches of no traffic or anybody else that's in the way.
There's no one in the way at the intersection.
There was a bit of a pivot there where they kind of hit a small bump and you could see the truck bounce. Now I bring that up because in that previous pursuit we saw that a couple of times where they were going 60 to 70 miles an hour and then it kind of lifted off the ground a bit.
Yeah, what PD is that?
El Monte. We're coming up pretty decent distance from El Monte.
They must have been in pursuit for a while.
Heights area. Now near Soto and Washington Boulevard here. You know, at one point they were on the freeway there. I believe we got them on the 5, right?
Man, she's got to be on
maybe it was a 10-5 interchange.
Yeah, 10-5 interchange is when we got over this. So giving us a little more information, this possibly started by El Monte trying to stop this U-Haul. And this driver and has now
block her in, go around and block her in.
Now near Soto Street and East Washington Boulevard.
What are you getting out your car for? She ain't done, bro. You gotta block her in.
There's a lot of movement from this driver.
Absolutely.
Which is always a pretty dangerous sign. You know, officers are wondering, what is she grabbing? What
definitely
is she
doing
drugs
in
there? I feel it's safe to say this is a woman.
Yeah.
But they don't know what's in this U-Haul, and
even
that's all causes a bit of concern for safety.
Right, especially with all the space that's sitting in there in the back. You don't know what's in there, and the fact that when you get these abrupt stops, there she is right there again, either lighting something. It's incredible.
That looked like some pookie for real. That's definitely some pookie.
At least the 5th, maybe more than that time. We've seen this many times, basically, in just the last 5 minutes, and just moving back and forth between that
very
passenger
erratic,
seat.
right?
Yeah, absolutely. It's incredibly strange.
It's definitely
and concerning too, because then that just right here, then you start picking up speed again, and we haven't seen officers
out her mind
during those elongated stops make any close approach to the driver because of those concerns.
I am wondering, though, because we were zoomed in on the U-Haul there, if officers normally, when the pursuit suspect does come to a stop, they'll get out of their cars.
They usually wouldn't, unless the driver's giving up, because then the driver gets a head start
give them commands to come out. We can't see that given that we were zoomed in on the U-Haul there and we can't hear those commands, but hopefully we can get some of that information from our news desk. Sometimes they're listening to the scanners. But at this point, this driver really taking off. Another interesting point though, is that they are following traffic.
Yes.
Anytime traffic stops, they stop, but then we're seeing 70 miles per hour down a residential street, or I should say just a city street.
Yeah, that's the thing, because all of a sudden,
they're gonna be coming to this very industrial area of Southgate, East Los Angeles here. And a lot of industrial buildings.
A lot of road.
Not as much traffic.
Oh. And you wonder too, and I don't.
You see a city bus there.
And you see someone was right there on the corner of the intersection too. It was scary, but I don't. You wonder also at a certain point whether or not police will start, going into a bit more of a tracking surveillance mode to maybe de-escalate the situation, especially if they consider the driver incredibly erratic. I mean, right now, this is the biggest gap of space we've seen so far.
They're really behind, too.
Bumped in with this pursuit.
It's a box truck. How's it going to
outrun?
At
one point, we saw 3-4 officers, patrol cars directly behind when that driver stopped at an intersection in the middle of traffic. But since then, just taking off. And anytime there's a bump, it starts making me really nervous because it's just such an unbalanced vehicle and not something
really
that you can just drive comfortably, even in regular traffic, for any of us who have used these types of trucks before. These are not easy things to drive.
Those sharp turns is when I think
regardless
the
if
car
there's something
could
in the
flip.
back
I
or
mean, the
not,
truck
and then
could flip.
add an extra degree of difficulty if there is something in the back of the truck.
That'll weigh
waiting
it
for
down
that.
there. But if there's nothing in the back of the truck, this thing is probably going to move
Yep.
rather quickly, sway side to side. My question now is, I wonder what tactics officers are going to try to use. At this point, we know El Monte Police staying on this.
She isn't
despite
going on the
this
other
now
side of
being
the
an
street.
LAPD,
Look, there's no traffic
maybe
there.
Southgate territory.
A lot
I
of
would
these
say this is
pursuits,
probably
you see
still
them going on the
LAPD
other side of
territory
the
here.
street. She ain't doing
It doesn't
it.
look like El Monte is going to give this
So
one
she
up.
cares.
No, and right now too, this is one of
About
those
crashing.
dynamics right here where we wonder
officers are
if
gonna get out.
right if they're going to get out or if they're like shouting commands over to the driver. Where I see a
they're
reflection
getting,
and there they go.
They're trying to get the spike strips, getting the spike strips right under those tires. Did you see?
Yep.
That
Just
officer,
snuck them in and backed off. Yep.
Wow, that was pretty successful.
Yeah.
She's
Very
doing
smooth, and
drugs.
it's
She's
almost like the
top
driver
box.
didn't even
I
notice.
don't think the driver even noticed
she's
that
on
happened.
drugs.
So we'll have to see if they're successful.
Also because, and to your point,
In
Leslie,
rolling
about
over
how
those.
effective it was,
Yeah,
that you saw
that
that
was-
officer come up on the
Shoulda
back
went
right
on,
side of the
on the
vehicle,
front,
and
though.
because it's so wide and the vantage points and the fact that this driver seems to be distracted every time they stop, it really was smooth, and we're about to see what happens.
That was smooth, and I don't think I've seen an officer get that close to a vehicle
Yep. Oh,
to
here we
make
go. Let's
sure
see.
that they're successful in this spike strip. It looks like, of course,
Yep,
it
and
was
there you
almost
go.
right under that tire.
Yeah, and just picked it
Got
right
him.
back up. So,
Or
I mean,
her.
hey, as far as we can tell right now, that was a successfully deployed spike strip,
Yeah.
and now we just sort of waited out here for a few minutes to see if that does anything.
Damn,
And-
that
and
tire took
taking
that.
a look there, SkyCow zooming in for you on the back tire. So we'll see what happens. But
Usually they
you
go
know, I was
flat
going to point
right
out
away.
too, in that moment we saw that
It does not look flat.
that light reflecting again from the driver. And earlier, right here, video on the right side of your screen showing that officer just kind of
So
efficiently
precise.
moving in, dropping it in front
And
of
them
that back
U-Hauls
right
got some
tire,
good
and then
tires.
going right back to the vehicle, efficiently getting in and getting out. And it almost seemed like that driver didn't even notice at all, picking up speed right now as we continue down. It looks like Slauson and Maywood. But I mean, it's still dangerous. Even if it
doesn't
was
look
successful in
flat.
the moment, we still have that time right now where we're worried about what might
She
happen.
really
next.
just
That
drove
tire
over
had
the
some
spike
time
strip.
before we
I
start
guess
to
because the
see
car
that
wasn't
spike
moving.
strip, move, but you
It
can
looked like
see
anything
that
happened
they're
to the
kinda losing
tires.
control
That's
here.
crazy.
Yeah, and again, that goes back to that danger and worry about something regarding
Going this fast, going almost 80 miles per
Says
hour
80. I don't
down
believe
these
it,
city
though.
streets with one tire that this driver, I don't think noticed
no.
that they drove
think
over those
anything
spike
happened.
strips there. Yeah, it can be a very dangerous situation here.
Oh.
Yeah, we're being told we have Dave Avila over the
Okay.
over the air right now. Dave, can you hear us all right? Looks like we're working on
He can't hear
establishing
you.
that connection in just a second. It's been a little
Oh,
spotty throughout the day
All
right
the
now,
time with these
and
broadcasts.
we'll get his perspective on things in just a
Yeah, that
moment as we
tire's
zoom back
fine.
in on that tire to see if there's anything that we can check out. Oh, and just wondering if maybe they just slowed down there. Again, avoiding traffic. I mean, there are these momentary bursts of speed before then slowing down.
And I would
She ain't
say
trying to
momentary
crash.
burst of aggression,
Yep.
right? You see this pursuit.
She must have
driver
rented the
becoming
truck,
more
man.
Aggressive.
You
in
know
the
what?
way
She
that
don't
they're
wanna pay for
driving.
that,
We have glitch here.
for the
and see
damage.
SkyCal camera there. But we're now seeing this driver really pick up speed, drive through intersections. Before they were waiting with traffic at these different intersection lights for the light to turn green. Now this driver's kind of just booking it and doing what they want.
Yeah, and at least if there's any positive
Hold
to take
on,
out of
I'll
this,
fast forward just a
we're
little.
not seeing.
Back rear tire that we're looking at, that was the one
Yeah,
where
yeah, that
they
tire's
were able
good.
to successively spike strip it.
Perfect
at this
condition.
point, I want to give people
These
a
U-Haul,
location, 'cause
man,
now
these
we're off the
U-Hauls
freeway
have
here.
some
We're
good
at Firestone
tires.
and Garfield,
Makes me
right
like
near
kind of be
Southgate,
like,
East
man,
Los
who
Angeles
cares about a
area.
car rental?
And
I
it
could
looks
just
like
get a
CHP
U-Haul. Look
took
at this.
over this for a while from
Yeah,
El
he
Monte.
Pushing, can hit
Yes, they did.
turns. They
You know,
got
once
good
they get on the
tires. They
freeway,
got
we know
space.
how that works. They'll hand it off. They have to be requested,
I'm
and
impressed.
that's exactly what El Monte did. Is they requested CHP to go ahead and take this thing
Oh, okay.
over. And we know how aggressive they are, so we'll see.
Okay, so
if,
now we got
if they plan to
CHP.
do anything further with this, as far as maybe a stop somewhere.
I don't know if they're
but,
more aggressive,
you know, like you had mentioned,
but
yeah,
you
it's-
know,
it's
who
a
knows? They
dangerous
might
pursuit. They
pursue a
all
little
are.
harder here.
This suspect here is actually slowing down, kind of staying in the lane. So I don't think they're inebriated or under drugs.
Definitely inebriated. We seen them do drugs live.
The way that they're driving, the way that you had spoke about earlier.
Yeah, Dave, I want to say that moments ago, and
look at that, she's doing drugs right there.
The driver lighting something. It looks like they're possibly
she's out of control.
Something. We saw them take a lighter to to something a few times. We don't know if it's a cigarette or something else. You can get a good look at that driver, who looks a bit
weird,
agitated,
or maybe perplexed.
Yeah, they don't want to say she's on drugs.
And then based on our earlier perspective when we zoomed in
let's fast
on that
forward
tire where we are right now in terms of earlier, at least what looked to be smoking from earlier. Every time we zoom in, kind of seems to be a pattern of behavior. But Dave, is it really just waiting and seeing until that tire sort of gives out before officers potentially move in?
Well, that's definitely the hope here. You know, that when we spike it, hopefully it'll just start going down. Like I mentioned earlier,
there's definitely the hope here. Yeah, this guy's asleep. I don't know why they woke him up.
Is
he trying to get in the way?
I don't know if it's going to really take effect of that, but go ahead.
He just posted right
No, there was a tow truck that was in the way that ended up stopping for the vehicle, and the vehicle continued on. But finish your thought. I'm sorry, Dave.
Finish your thought.
Oh, no,
not at all.
And moving a lot that possibly.
Hey guys, go ahead and just let's go ahead and pull off this thing, because as you had mentioned, when they were behind them, that suspect did pick up speed. But
slow down for the turn.
You know, it's that old de-escalation thing that they try, and it's worked in the past. Hopefully,
she's in a neighborhood.
Considering that you have a tire that could start
deflating
and giving out. And our concern earlier, Dave, was the fact that, you know, if you hit a speed bump or you're going at incredibly high speeds, I think here we are at the. I thought that was a cul-de-sac, might have been a dead end. Instead, they're just going to keep going.
She's probably going home.
We're worried about the fact that if you're picking
That's
up
what the guy did in the last.
Maybe the driver didn't even know.
Like they're coming to a stop here.
Yeah.
Well, let's see. Air unit's going to start broadcasting.
Looks like no police in sight.
To the unit, so there they are in the vicinity.
There she goes.
Oh, the person is getting out. They took something with them.
Why would she park over there and then run back?
Just taken off, but you wonder where are they going to go?
The police are there.
And if they know if this is the neighborhood, like their neighborhood, or if it's a familiar area to them.
Yeah, we've seen it before where they like to go to where they have friends or friends or family.
Yeah, she went home.
Their units got it lit up and definitely putting out their.
What is the camera doing? She just ran past them.
Bottom of the screen, right there.
Go to the bottom of the screen. There you go. And
man, someone come get your girl, bro. What is she doing?
Of the suspect, they got the bag.
She can't even run, bro. What
the directing any unit
in the
vicinity in on this.
Not me. I don't know. I don't know what I'm. I don't know. I'm just walking.
Vicinity. We're going. Yeah, okay.
Yeah, you could almost tell the driver there slowed down.
She can't even run.
To just act
and why would she park
and perhaps try to throw the scent off that they weren't the person.
The eyes on,
but yeah,
she's throwing the scent off with the whole light on her.
So what they'll do? What they'll do now is they'll have somebody.
Yeah, that doesn't make any sense.
Just to make sure there's nobody else.
Obviously, she's high as a kite.
And you know, and in the back also. So, yeah. I mean,
like I said, someone come get your girl, bro.
Anything, you know, family dispute. She wanted to get away.
Look at her run, bro. She can't even run fast. Like, what is this?
It definitely lasted for quite a while for a U-Haul to make its way from El Monte down to the downtown.
And once again, the police are so far behind. She could have just went inside if she lived right there, but she drove way past.
After pulling back,
wherever she was going.
The driver just gave up on their own and started running, and officers were there in time to be able to arrest this.
Let's see if the comments were
like that. That backtracking. That's
if officers normally went
smoking meth on the run. Definitely. Cops went into lazy mode. They always do. What's wrong with the news people? Someone's always complaining about the news people. U-Haul's getting free advertising. Change the name to You Run. I mean, I'm impressed with the U-Haul. It didn't flip or anything, and it was pushing. Hidden in a pipe, don't do drugs. I'm thinking how gas is over $5 a gallon. Drivers smoking a cigarette? Definitely not. Oh, man. If it was dual tires on the back of one of the tires out, it doesn't make much difference. It wasn't dual tires, though, bro. All cops work for plants here. Okay. I mean, that's what dash cam is. Anyway, like I said, another day in LA, another pursuit. This time some girl in a box truck doing hella meth or whatever she was on. You never know. There's going to be another chase tonight, most likely. So keep it locked, subscribe, give the video a like, and I'll be back with more. Thank you. I'm out.